Hey, I'm just refreshing my page. Yep, we're going live here on YouTube. Grabbing that link so I can throw it on Discord.
Twitter is live.
Cool. And here, I'll just drop that here. Oh, you got it. Yep. For weekly update number 30. Number 30. I like that.
That's a beautiful number. And it's Friday 13th. I hope nothing scary happens today.
We're just going to get some good news about smart contracts going live on mainnet, right?
Right, that's going to be scary for someone that is not on Cardano boat already.
Well, and hey, here we go into the unknown. There's so much that we've all been learning, and it's just so exciting to be here. We are two of the co-founders of Gimbalabs, and Roberto, it's good to have you back on here.
Yeah, man, I missed you. I missed this. This is, I was telling you before, this is one of the funniest parts of the week. One of these times that we can hang out together and relax a bit, right? It's not like, to me, it's not. It doesn't feel like an obligation. It's more.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I know.
It's really cool to feel like that, to be honest.
Kind of like when you got to hang out with Casso, right?
Yeah. That's another part I miss. I miss meeting you in person and having all the physical bandwidth to communicate.
Amen.
And hug you.
Get over here. Well, someday, and I'm so happy about what we are building. And I've said this to a few people in opportunities to talk, but it's fun to say it out loud. Catalyst Fund 1 started a year ago yesterday. So happy birthday, Catalyst. I was rereading my original proposal there, and that was the proposal that helped me meet Julie, and it started the conversations that we had, and we took those ideas into Fund 2, and soon after that we met you, and and now here we are a year later, and it's really cool. It feels like an inflection point. Fund 6 started this week. More on that in just a moment. But it's just really cool to see the community growing and to see relationships. These are not brand new relationships anymore. We kind of know each other now, and can we're trusting each other more all the time, and recognizing what we get to do. Oh, and Julie's in the chat. Hey partner. We're glad you're here too. And so, we started this organization. Our mission is to try to mobilize as many people as possible to learn what the Cardano protocol can do, both by delivering on what we already know it can do, but also by igniting the public imagination to figure out things that we haven't realized yet, right? Roberto, you and I have a bunch of ideas. I think a lot of them are pretty good ideas, but it's not limited to that, right? And we really want to open up the potential of the protocol to problem solvers for generations to come.
Yeah, that's that's a mission on every layer of the, and for every profile or for every people from different backgrounds. Cardano can solve. We need to ignite that imagination of people from the streets. Also for developers, you need to shift your paradigm on how to build things and how to handle value, and how Cardano can help that all that people. It's not just a matter of building the tools, It's a matter of educating or spreading the word about how we can build business models like the staking system on Cardano, different other business. That's a task we wanted to tackle locally in our communities there in Massachusetts, here in Spain, in Andalusia. We still hope to be able to do it on local meetups really soon. That's going to be with the physical bandwidth we talked before.
Yes, please. I'm gathering a little crew to plan a local meetup here. We're planning it next week. We'll put it on the calendar soon after. But yeah, all these things, right? From the technical infrastructure, there's so much that's new about stake pools, right? You know, the protocol is a year into using public stake pools, but I still think we're on the front end of really understanding the implications of those and the relationships that communities are going to have with stake pools. There's been a lot of thought leaders passing through Gimbalabs and kind of imagining what that might be. It's a great example. Because the world has some problems to solve. And, you know, it would be easy to despair, but we don't have to do that, right? We can try to put ourselves in a position where a lot of us are empowered to solve these problems. So Gimbalabs, we're trying to do our part, and every Friday we get together just to give some shout outs, to share some things about what we've done this week, to share our next steps for next week, and to suggest some next steps for anybody who might be watching. And if you are watching on YouTube, feel free to drop us questions anytime, and we'll be thrilled to take those. A lot of shout outs this week. The week started with Fund 5 results, which was really exciting.
Yeah.
Roberto, congratulations. Our partner Giovanni got a funded proposal. I had a funded proposal for onboarding to Catalyst that Julie and I are just starting to implement. Our big dev ecosystem proposal, it got the votes, but it was just below the funding threshold, just like in Fund 4. Hey, that's the system, right? This system is working. It can be really heartbreaking to know that you got the votes, but to just miss out on the funds. And I just want you to know that we know that feeling firsthand because we've felt it 2 consecutive rounds right now. And we just want to encourage everybody. If you got the votes, that matters, right? If you didn't get the funds, that's hard. But if you got the votes, that means people see the value in what you're doing. And I hope that can serve as some consolation and help you keep building whatever you're building out there. It's really important. So Giovanni sends his love today. He wanted to give this shout out to Andrew Westberg, who helped out with implementing one of the Cardano improvement proposals. Roberto, I don't know if you want to go deeper into the details on that.
Yeah, and Andrew, it's one of these maybe hidden gems of the community. He's the builder behind CNCLI, which many stable operators use for calculating their leader logs and handling their pool. He proposed a Cardano improvement proposal for for using message signing with wallet keys to prove stake pool ownership. To be able to stand the identity of the stake pool operator outside the stake pool system, let's say. And yeah, that's something we piggybacked and use it for the blockchain auth mechanism. So you can authenticate with your wallet against an API. It's we will explain more when it's time. I don't have all the details from Giovanni just yet, but it's a collaborative effort building all this, and I love when this happens, that we can cooperate and build little pieces that complete the puzzle.
Andrew is changing the world, and if anybody out here hasn't checked out his Nerd Out videos, have you watched any of those?
Yeah.
They're so good. I mean, and as somebody who is not always economical with language, I like to say the same thing 3 different ways sometimes just to make sure I'm saying it right. Andrew packs in so much information into 8 minutes, and it's awesome. If you have not looked it up, I think it's called Cardano Nerd Out. And these videos, he takes you on a deep technical dive of some details. But I think it's for all audiences, right? It really helps you wrap your brain around what's going on under the hood of the protocol. And it's such a joy to watch, and he does not waste a single second. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's one of those low-level hacker. And with low-level, I mean he understands Cardano from the very low-level layer, and a hidden hand. Not that hidden, but it's it's worth the shout out every time.
Yes,
you have to say.
Yeah. You had a bunch of shout outs this week.
Yeah, I have. First of all, Adriano from Game Changer wallet, a wallet that many people wonder where it came from, and because it was full-fledged with features. You can, for example, do NFT drops, airdrops from it. You can mint the tokens from there. From within your wallet, right? You use the protocol to send a transaction that mints your token, and then you can airdrop them from your own wallet. That's one of the features I always wanted to implement, and that Caso is implementing on C64 wallet as well. So yeah, I want to shout out him. He's using Dandelion. He uses it for prototyping because he lives in a country where infrastructure is expensive. He's a solo developer building on his laptop. Cardano infrastructure is heavy, so he couldn't use his own laptop for mainnet. So he's relying on Dandelion, and that's a beautiful story that we will tell someday. I want to shout out him. I want to put the Game Changer wallet out there. I really love that project. I hope he can go on with that. I will fully support him on my side, on my Dandelion side. I don't know if you tried it, James, but you will like it in next versions, because I heard he wants to make it a bit educational, so people can build and know what's inside the wallet in a visual way. There are some beautiful plans for that wallet.
That's a mission I could get behind. Yeah, I made a little burner wallet on Game Changer just to play around with it, and I was really impressed by what I saw there. And Adriano's coming to Playground in a couple weeks, right?
Right. So anybody that wants to anybody that wants to know more about the plans behind this Game Changer project, please come to our Playground.
Awesome.
Okay, so next shout out goes to the Guild community. So in the same way, Andrew is building awesome tools to support the community, the stake pool operators community, and not only. Guild community is building right now a PG REST, which is a Postgres based project that we have different APIs, but to extract the information for live wallets, explorers, you need to craft your queries, and it's a difficult task, and they are putting together another project now, because Guild community, for those that might not know, they are the builders for CN Tools, which is the tool that many stake pool operators use to deploy their stake pools. This PG REST will allow like wallets developers to bootstrap much more easier. And yeah, they are doing it for free in their spare time. They are hackers, true hackers that doesn't care about anything else but building and fixing stuff and releasing open source software. So big shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in the community, I want to shout out, it's the Swarm community. Thank you for doing what you are doing on Catalyst. Thank you for those Eastern Hemisphere sessions that makes easier for people living there to join and catch up with Catalyst. And thank you for facilitating the birth of new breakout rooms on Catalyst. Also, Felix was the engine behind this Spanish After Town Hall initiative. He encouraged me to push for Catalyst on the Spanish community. Now we have this little and growing emerging Spanish community that meets after every town hall. We hope we can increase the awareness about Catalyst in the Spanish speaking community. We have some initiatives already to internationalization, to translate proposals and build tools around Catalyst proposals that makes easier for Spanish voters to get involved on all these. So stay tuned, and if there are some English-speaking persons watching this weekly update that happen to has any Spanish friend, please let them know that we are meeting every Wednesday.
I'm just so glad that this is what Town Hall has become. Those after Town Hall sessions are another highlight of the week for me. Where we get to go in and meet new people and hear what people are thinking about. This week was particularly exciting because it was the start of the new fund, and so a bunch of new faces. Was anybody brand new at the Spanish breakout?
There was an assistant administrator from Venezuela that I hope I can onboard him on the Dandelion journey. There were a couple of more people that stayed there, didn't participate that much, but it's fun that every week we have new faces, and that's the important thing, right? It's called Coffee Room. The Spanish After Town Hall breakout room is called Coffee Room, but because at this moment we are just trying to build those connections and get to know each other and talk for a while and try to make and put together some plans. It's really fun.
Kind of like hacker chat rooms were in the golden age of the 1990s, right? You just meeting people and talking.
And good plans will emerge organically.
No doubt. Yeah, I have absolutely no doubt about that. And we wanted to shout out the Playground community. So we started a conversation about what it might mean to ignite the public imagination at the end of Playground on Tuesday. And that conversation ended up going for about 8 hours. So I wasn't able to stick around the whole time, but I came back around later in the day. And there was just a rotating cast of people coming through talking about these ideas, and it sounded like it was really high energy. I had a chance to catch up with some of the chat logs, so it was just so fun to know that was going on. Quasar has a shout out for everybody who voted no on your proposal. Well, any proposal. Honestly, it was interesting looking at the results, and there were a lot more yes votes than no votes, right? Which is kind of cool because people are voting proactively. A no vote, it's a little bit of a stressful move, right? Like to say no to something, but hopefully people are using that tool thoughtfully, right? I assume that if people are saying no, they have a reason, and they've put some thought into that. So shout out to no voters. And hey, I actually didn't know, right, that his ticker is BCS. Is that
BCSH, if I'm not wrong.
something like that? Yeah, it's 4 letters. But yeah, I've seen it. I didn't know it was blue cheese. That's funny. That's a good.
I mean, BCHS.
That makes sense. Yeah, BC makes sense. Blue cheese. Good fact. Yeah, and this idea that maybe more people need to vote no. That's all of these questions of engagement with Catalyst. It's still so early, right? Maybe over time we will develop a better shared understanding of what a no vote represents and when to do it. Yeah, I agree. No, I know what you meant. I saw that you wrote me in that comment. But yeah, it's just to anybody who takes the time to think, hey, this is not the direction I want to go. It's obviously a lot of us prefer to speak from a positive mindset, but there's a really important role for a no vote to play. So thanks for shouting out that tool. What have we done? This was a hard slide to write because it was I wanted to get it all on one slide. The work has been super deep this week. Really, the rubber is hitting the road on a bunch of different projects at once, and it's really an exciting moment getting people involved and seeing what the outcomes are going to look like. So a lot more plans to show, but certainly we can talk about how we hit the ground running on our funded Fund 5 projects. Giovanni has made the auth mechanism a full-time job this week, and I don't know, when I talk to him, he's glowing right now. He just seems like he's on fire.
Yeah, he has a working proof of concept. That means that you can protect an API and you can allow people to access it by holding a token. I mean, we've achieved that scenario where NFTs are really utility tokens, can be utility tokens for accessing, in our case, in Dandelion, backend services. But nowadays, everything has an API, right? So
right.
You could use this mechanism to protect your key log. If you want, that's an intelligent device that runs software and could check Cardano network and check if the person trying to unlock the key log is holding the token that needs to be in his wallet to open the door, something like that. It might sound like a trivial project, but I have so many use cases on my head to put this everywhere. But yeah, first use case obviously will be to protect Dandelion, so we can have this monetizing mechanism for stateful operators. So what we've started to do is planning, besides getting ready to deploy the latest versions of DBSync and GraphQL. That Game Changer, for example, is waiting for launching his next version, and it's the latest GraphQL version. Besides that, I've started to plan how to spend the budget that we asked for in Fund 5, specifically for incentivizing stateful operators or whatever operator or system administrator that to deploy one Dandelion node. I need to publicly say that I will resign to the budget that I asked for this technical CEO for the project. That was a little amount of money for my time to spend on this building relationships and leading the project. I will spend that budget to incentivize more operators. So I think we have close to $5,000 to, and I will anticipate. I'm planning to, as the proposal said, pay for cloud services, and that's one of the incentives, but also to pay for hardware nodes that that you can use to build a cluster at your home. And they are permanent, right? They are one-time, let's say, one-time fee for the setup, and then you can deploy there whatever amount of times you want, and it's up. So those are the two plans, and I'm thinking how to build further from that alpha network. IAN means incentivized alpha network. There won't be tokens involved. This is just to establish the technical foundations and to start the conversations around a community, so we can build the rules for the and the tokenomics for the network together. Right? That's the way we do the things on Gimbalabs, right? We build the community, and now we are having those discussions on how to build the tokenomics around Gimbal token. I want to replicate that because I think that's the best way to do it bottom up and building collaboratively.
That's why we're here, brother. And we can't do anything we're doing without the foundation you're laying. So thank you so much. Like this basis of utility is where we can be realistic about our dreams coming true, because we have that basic layer, and it's just so exciting to see it coming into the world. And I was going to ask you what IAN stands for. I love that. Incentivized Alpha Network. Let's go. This is such an exciting phase for this project, and to be able to share it with more people and just support people to understand what this community-driven network is and what it means over time. It's what an exciting job we have in front of us to bring this to the world. A has a question about that.
I love it. So I would say if you can install Ubuntu, you are three steps away of deploying this mainnet or testnet. So you still need to be a system administrator, but I would say this is far easier than deploying on a stake pool, at least at this point in time, where you don't have to deal with tokens for the deployment. Whenever it involves a wallet, that will be a bit harder or a bit riskier thing to deploy. But deploying the software, that's going to be a matter of a few steps. That's why I'm advocating for using Kubernetes, where it's really about applying YAML files to a product that it's a finished, polished product for orchestrating services. So, yeah, I hope that helps in response to your question. We will deploy one. I know you have some hardware there. We'll try to do it.
Can we bring back coding on chain and do some special group deployment parties where you just a few of us come and hold our hand and we can all ask you questions and troubleshoot in real time?
I would love that.
Really
in
fun.
fact, I'm waiting for those hardware nodes to arrive to my home to do a coding on chain about deployment, not in the cloud, but at your home.
Mm-hmm. That's really exciting. Cool. We're watching Dandelion come to life. There is my proposal, we launched it with just bringing Catalyst newcomers in, and Julie and I have a lot of ideas for conversations we want to have with folks. The basic idea is, hey, Catalyst is big. There's a lot here, and I am so excited about Fund 6. The direction Catalyst is going with its array of challenges, and we are so clearly en route to community-driven challenges, right? Like that's the majority of challenges, I think, in Fund 6, and it's going to be the, Dora was talking about how it's going to be the only source of challenges eventually, right? Where all challenge statements will be voted on the community first, and then how we achieve those things will follow. That said, if anybody's overwhelmed by Catalyst, that's not weird, right? It's big and it's new, and if you just need people to like talk through, say, yo, I like the idea, but this part confuses me, or I don't trust that part. Bring that, right? We want to reach out to people who are skeptical about this system so that we can talk about it and see if we can turn that skepticism into ideas for future proposals. So more on that. Thanks to people who have signed up already, and I'll be sure to retweet this update with another link to the sign-up form for that. We have been focused this week on just establishing a high-level roadmap that encapsulates all the work we're doing. And 2 weeks from today, at Weekly Update, we're going to be able to share that publicly. So we're in the process of drafting it right now, putting some dates on the different projects. We want to get some feedback from the internal, just anybody who's in the Discord, and so we can talk through that and get some feedback. But then be ready in 2 weeks to show something to the public and say, look, here's the work ahead of us, and here's some ways to get involved. Yes, Adriano, we're glad you're here. Thanks. Oh man, and this is what it's all about, right? Developers running their Dandelion node, helping themselves and also helping the entire network. That's a pretty nice win-win situation. I like that. People too. Yeah, exactly. Right. There's a lot of personalities here. And then Kyle and I are actually meeting right after the end of this call to keep thinking about how we can extend his work on Cardano Sharp. He's built a nice team of people who are contributing to bringing those libraries to life and the functionality of those libraries to life. And an obvious next step now is that we can also work on some other ideas around wallets. That's another reason why we were so excited to meet Adriano from Game Changer. We think that wallets can really be places where people learn more about how the technology works. And so we really want to explore those ideas. So more to come on that soon. Our next steps. I think we covered a lot of this, but just to reiterate, the auth mechanism and Andrew's support to Giovanni. Giovanni's implementing that.
I'm integrating it.
Bingo. It is.
And the China, it's shaking.
So the China shaking. Here it comes. But it's a dandelion. It can't. I mean, it's not heavy-footed.
No, it's no.
It's a lot of dandelions. If you get enough dandelions together, it can shake the China. We're, like I said a moment ago, we're launching. I don't know what to call it, and I want it to sound real. But I don't want this to sound like dark or anything, right? I think being skeptical is a healthy human condition. It doesn't mean you dislike something, right? So we're launching the preliminarily named Catalyst Skeptic Circle, but if somebody has a better name for that, we are all ears. And again, thanks to those who expressed interest, and I'll reach back out to you next week. And like I said, we're continuing to map out our key projects, the one-to-one DApp that we are eager to share with the Catalyst community, probably around the start of Fund 7, the different technical layers that requires. We are moving along on our consumer-facing NFT project, and a buddy of mine who's a filmmaker is getting into that project. So much more to come on that. What else? There's other stuff we could have added to this list, but these were the things at the top of my mind.
Yeah, that's a good recap. It's difficult to recap these weeks.
There's been a lot of conversations. So let's keep those conversations going, okay? Everybody, I really strongly believe that if you have any interest in Cardano, you have a responsibility to drop by Project Catalyst, read the challenge statements, just see what's going on there, and contribute your insights. This is a very exciting week because we all have the opportunity to think out loud and to put our thoughts in writing about what these challenge statements mean to us. And the more people who do that, the better we're going to understand the challenges. The better we understand the challenges, the better solutions we're going to come up with. Okay? So if you haven't yet gone on and contributed an insight, I really encourage you, just take a peek at what's going on in Idea Scale right now and make a contribution somewhere to really pushing along the thinking of this community so that we can come up with the best solutions. Dandelion.
As always, please give it a try. Deploy Dandelion because we are getting into the alpha network, but we might be deploying this and using tokens sooner than we expect. The progress on that side from Giovanni is going really fast, so get ready. And also, obviously, if you want to help us on that journey, support us on our catalyst proposals, but also consider staking with each of our pools so we can rely on those. I'm fully relying on peaceful income nowadays. So as I said before, I won't take the funds I asked for myself from my Fund 4 proposals or Fund 5 proposals. Sorry, I'm relying on peaceful because I think that's the first thing right now. So please stake with Easy One, Gimbal, Lift, and Peace.
Support your local builder.
Yeah,
and if you want to meet some local builders, join us at the playground on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. UTC. We have a few really exciting ones coming up where we're going to talk about building and really get into some technical details. So it's going to be a fun couple of weeks. Yeah, it's good to be here.
Indeed.
Well, happy Friday, y'all. Anybody have any questions? This is another long one. We've just kind of been taking the leisure of this nice time in the week. Thanks for sticking around if you're here.
Quasar. You know it.
Dandelion Dynasty, that might be a thing. I like that. All right. Well, happy Friday. I hope everybody has a nice, relaxing weekend and looking forward to continuing to build next week, y'all. All right.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.